This is the much anticipated Sony FX5. This is the brand new Sony FX5. Now, we've been using the FX3 and it's been incredibly popular for us and in the scene altogether, but it's starting to show its age just a little bit. We were looking forward to a big update on this. And I'm really excited that Sony has come up with the FX5. It is a complete revamp of the whole camera. Very excited to talk about it. Let's get into it. Now, the Sony FX3 has been an incredibly popular camera for Sony. I mean, it's that fantastic full frame entry-level camera into their cinema series that gives you this amazing footage. We've been loving it. I've been using it for a couple of years now for our TCS TV channel. The FX5 is the complete revamp of the FX3. Everything about it is different. There's some really big highlight features to it, some design changes. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about the brand new design of this camera. You know, at first glance, it looks a lot like the FX3, and that's a good thing. It's a very popular camera that's designed quite well. The first thing that if you've been using an FX3, you're going to notice is a completely different dial on the rear here. It's a dial and a button, and it's something you're going to be using with the interface and the menu system all the time, and it works fantastic. Now, overall, the camera is slightly heavier, but just a little bit heavier than the FX3. The other thing that's a big improvement for me is the articulating screen. It is the proper articulating screen with all kinds of actions here. The same screen we've seen on the A7R5 and A7R6, cameras like that. It's a great implementation of a rear screen like this. But the screen itself is bigger, it's 3.5 inches, and it's corrected for color in such a beautiful way that when you're looking through there, it looks fantastic. Now, when you tour around the camera, we do have a full-size HDMI port here in the top left of the camera. We also have an Ethernet port, which is brand new for this camera. Dual USB-C ports here, one for data transfer and one for charging, as well as a headphone jack and a microphone jack and a 3.5 millimeter. Now, on the other side of the camera here, no surprise here, we do have a dual card slots, takes SD cards or the CF Express Type A cards. Lots of storage options here, and you're going to need them, especially for some of the frame rates. And on the top row of the camera here, we do have our on-off switch. Right next to that is our clips. So no longer do we have a playback button, it's the clips. False color is by default here with the custom number 4, our menu and our back button, and the implementation of this new dial, which is fantastic. And the more I use it, the more I really like it, the more I find myself easily navigating the menu. Now, as good as this rear screen is and how it articulates, it's certainly very, very useful. Outside on a sunny day like today, having the option for a viewfinder is fantastic. Now, I can put this viewfinder on or take it off, and it's great to be able to look through on a day like today or some lower angle shots it's articulating. It's a great option from Sony. So if you're already coming from an FX3 and you're very familiar with this, it's going to take a little bit of relearning and sort of remapping your brain to get these new generation of where they're going with their buttons. But overall, I mean, I've only had this camera for a little while today, and I'm feeling really at ease with it already. I mean, it's very quick to figure out how to navigate the menu system, how to change my options, how to navigate all that. Multiple customizable buttons here. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 customizable buttons, as well as 6 in the front here, which also is a recording button in the very front. And of course, we do have a tally lamp, which is tough to see today, but it is there for when you're shooting indoors. Physically, they've done a very good job with this camera. I like the fit and finish, I like the controls, and I'm finding myself really at ease when I'm working with it already. Overall, the camera is slightly thicker than the FX3, and it's slightly heavier than the FX3, but you really don't notice it at all. And I really like what Sony's got going as far as how they've implemented all kinds of little features on here. I mean, even these quarter 20 threads, bringing able to rig it out a little bit more, they seem higher quality than the FX3 had. And I like how they have the strap placements here as well. If you don't use the strap, they're integrated right into the camera. They're not bulging out at all. Sony's done a really good job on it, and you can tell they're listening to other videographers saying, this is what I want in a camera of this nature. All right, so Sony's done a fantastic job with the design of this brand new FX5, but what about the sensor itself? Now, the FX3 has a great 12 megapixel sensor there. People loved it for a lot of low light shooting and the easeability and the low noise capability. Now, we've stepped it up with this camera. Now we have a 16.6 megapixel sensor, full frame, that's stacked, backside illuminated sensor, and it's brilliant. Now, the fact we have dual native ISO as well as 3 base ISOs. I mean, 800, 4000, and 12800 ISO is going to allow us to shoot some very low light situations with very high quality. So you see that? I had a bug on my ear, and I didn't even flinch. Sony's put their latest Bion's XR processor into this camera, giving us even faster processing speed than we've seen before. And it gives us some big advantages. I mean, the autofocus certainly feels snappier, but it's the frame rates. That 16 megapixel sensor, now we can shoot up to 4K 120 with a software update coming not that long from now that's going to give us 4K and 240 frames per second. So if you are doing extreme motion, some sports and action, we've come down to Harvey's Passage here. It's always great to see some people in kayaks and water and stuff. We shot some 4K 120 and it looks fantastic. We also have the ability to shoot open gate now as well with this camera with 32-bit float recording when it comes to the XLR handle. Lots of options when it comes to this that processor makes available. And with that, we also have 16-bit RAW. This is going to be very impressive, and it puts a powerful camera in the palm of your hands. Now, the other thing I'm finding that is amazing with this camera is the stabilization. You have standard, active, and dynamic. Now, there is a slight crop between all of these, but that dynamic stabilization is very impressive. I mean, it's making our DJI a little bit nervous because the stabilization is so good. It makes the package you have to carry around much smaller, and you're getting some amazing footage out of it. Now, this is my first look at this camera, and I'm really impressed with what Sony's got going on. And I love the fact that we have an articulating viewfinder like this, but I can take this off and I can put on the XLR handle if I want. Or you can shrink this camera down to a very, very small package. Oh, and I forgot to mention that this camera does use the new battery type, the SA100, same battery found in the A7R6, which Sony just launched recently as well. More power, longer use, that's a very good option there. And I think that's the direction Sony's going to go eventually here. All their cameras are going to eventually switch over to that battery type. Now, the one thing to mention too is that the FX5 is strictly a video camera. I mean, unlike the FX3 where you had photo mode and video mode, the FX5 is strictly a video camera, so you have to take that into account. If you want to shoot stills on a location or something like that, you have to have a secondary camera to make this work. But that being said, it's something I would easily give up for all the features that they've packed into this FX5. I think Sony's done a fantastic job, but of course, I want to know what you guys think of this brand new upgrade. Are all the upgrades worthy? Is there one particular thing that excites you the most about this brand new FX5? Make sure you leave comments down below. Follow me on Instagram, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you again next time.